Good afternoon, and you're very welcome to what is now a sunny Tuam Stadium here in Galway for the Secours Senior Football Championship preliminary quarter-final between St James's and Milltown. Both sides out on the pitch, as is the referee Christopher Ryan. The man in charge, Austin O'Connell and Jerry Daly, are the linesmen that will be helping out Christopher Ryan this afternoon here in what promises to be a mouth-watering clash between two great sides, with ambitions of being in this evening's quarter-final draw at 6:10 live on Galway Bay FM. We look down here to our left-hand side to Milltown, who are in their traditional blue jerseys, and their starting 15 today is in goal number 16 Conor Nolan. The full back line now reads number 2 Owen Larney, 18 Pádraig Godwin and 17 Keith Mannion. The half back line of number 5 Sam Fearick, 6 Sean Blake and number 7 John Martin. The midfield partnership now is number 23 James Kavanagh and number 20 Terence Godwin. The half forward line of 13 Mike McWalters, 3 Jack Curran and 11 Mark Hare. And the full forward line of number 14 Michael Martin, 10 Liam Costello and 15 Owen Mannion. Owen Godwin is the manager, and the backroom team includes Jerry Bones and Darren Malahi. On our right hand side we see St James's then warming up. Their backroom team of Darrell Leonard and Owen Concannon alongside Adrian Vardy, Pat Jordan and Neil O'Toole are the men in charge, and their starting 15 is in goal number 1 Keane Costello, a full back line of number 2 Jack Folan, 3 Cathal O'Regan and 5 Owen Finnerty. It's a half back line of 7 Dale Masterson, 12 Jonah Gilligan and 19 Ryan O'Toole. Midfield is the partnership of Paul Conroy at 8 and 9 Sam O'Neill. The half forward line of 11 Dan McNulty, 6 Johnny Dewan and 10 Jack O'Neill. And the full forward of 13 Jack Nolan, 14 Fintan Cooney and 17 Brian Kearns. That is the St James's team. Brian Keane, as I said there, at number 15, wearing 17, is the man at the top of the right for St James's. So Alan Kane joins us again on co-commentary today here for this game, and I suppose we saw the excitement of the first game here in the Intermediate Football Championship, and the weather played its part in that one, Alan, as well, and no doubt that the weather will play its part in this one as well. But two teams with big strong ambitions to keep going in the championship, but it's one to look forward to.
It is, Tommy. Yeah, we're looking forward to this one now, and as I said, Milltown from the last day they've have 2 draws and a win in the championship so far, and James's have also a win and a win, a draw and a loss, or 2 draws. But it's appetising in relation to quarter-final, preliminary quarter-finals, and the way things are going to happen here. And the way the wind is here now, Tommy, is really picked up in the second this match, and compared to the first intermediate game. So the sun is out, but it's going to be a real battle around the middle. I'm just looking here at the teams in relation to Paul Colony and Sam O'Neill, who are going to be having a big beard in this game, I think, for St James's. And again, they're strong with Johnny Dewan back in centre forward for them, and they have Dale Masters there, an inter-county man who's played with Clare. He swapped the maroon of St Brickens for the maroon of green of St James's, so he'll be a big addition to James's this year. But look at Milltown inside in the forward line. They have the Finnerty and the Mannions there. They've been putting up big scores for Milltown, and that's where they're going to be looking for, to get the Costellos on these lads on the ball, the way the wind is today. So it's important that Milltown, no matter which way, they get a good start in this half and see how things work out.
Yeah, they drew with Monavea in their last game, Milltown, and they were well in control in that. There were 7 or 8 points up early in the game, but in fairness to Monavea, Abbey came right back into it and got a draw at the end. But I think Milltown will be looking, to try and put 2 halves together instead of what they did the last day, and play for 60 minutes and not allow a team back into it if they're ahead.
No, they can't, and I suppose it's do or die now, Tommy. There's no back door or anything like here now, so it's really everything's on the line today. So Milltown will, when they do, they get the opportunities in net to get the scores, and Mark Hare and these lads need to win a really big game in relation to freeze and stuff. Like everything needs to go their way if they want to get over the Jimmies here today in Tuam.
Yeah, well, it sets up nicely then, Alan, for what should be a really intriguing preliminary quarter final. Both sides with plenty of big names, plenty of big players, but when it comes down, it's the business end of the championship. There's plenty at stake. There's a place in the quarter final draw later on this evening, but the weather will play its part in this, no doubt. But right now, the sun is shining. We're getting ready for the playing of the national anthem here as well, which will take place before the start of this game. As we look at St James's, are the last set of substitutes and management to make their way into the stand down in front of us here, which remains pretty much packed here, and a good attendance. Well, we didn't think it was Christopher Ryan, but it's Martin Flaherty that's called out as the referee. So we'll stand for attention then here in Tuam Stadium for Árán Naveen. Yeah, Árán Naveen sang along to there in the stand as well, and it's all down to the referee now, Martin Flaherty, to get this game up and underway here in Tuam Stadium. And Milltown will play from right to left in this first half. And right now it looks like it's more of a crossfield breeze than favouring anyone, but we saw it in the first game here in Tuam today. It did have a big impetus on what was unfolding. Johnny Dewan is standing on the sideline here in front of us, talking to Jerry Daly, the linesman. Captain Munavy Abbey to their only senior success back in 1992. As the referee says, we're ready, we're up and underway in this preliminary quarter final here, as the ball is picked up in there by Terence Godwin, dropped, boot goes in, referee says play on, as John Martin had come away with it there. Now was an opportunity for Niall Costello to solo down the far sideline, tries to turn back inside, gets a heavy knock there as he turned into two St James's players, and that will be a free for Milltown. And let's see who goes out to take this one. It looks like it's Michael Martin that will go out to take it, as it's outside the scoring arc. It's inside the 45-metre line. It's close to the sideline on the far side of the field. Early stages then here in Tuam Stadium, as Martin has the opportunity to try and open the scoring for Milltown. Martin now, a little run up to it off the outside of the left boot. Is it going to curl out to the left hand side, and wide it is? It was asking a bit much, I think, Alan, there. It's a, you know, there's a tricky breeze out there. We're standing out there talking to Barry McCabe, the Cardiff Strand manager, after the intermediate game, and it's a, you know, more of a swirling breeze than anything else out there.
It is. It kind of goes into the far corner at one stage, and then sometimes it comes towards the goal, right down towards the goal. But there was a big ask for her to try and kick that one over. But yeah, it was a, from the first situation there with the Costellos get on the ball, and that's what Milltown really need to win today, is get the Costellos and Mannion on as much balls again as he can to get to scores.
More breaks towards the centre forward Mark Hare. Milltown pick it up. Keith Mannion in from the start, wearing 17 for Milltown. The ball is drilled over to the far side towards Niall Costello again. On the ball twice now in the early stages here. We're just popped into the second minute of action here, as Costello now stepping inside. Does he fancy an opportunity? Goes to ground, recycles the ball back to John Martin. John to Mike, and Mike back in turn then towards Sean Blake. There's an opportunity for a strike here. It's a superb looking kick. If that drops up and over the bar. 2-pointer, super score by James Kavanagh. And he had only one thing in his mind, that wind is there and it's in favour of Milltown, but it's a super strike, 2-pointer straight away.
A massive score by James. For James, we well known to Tuam Stadium. We played in the Hogan Cup winning team with St Charles a number of years ago, and well, he's born here from Kildare originally, but a great score off his left foot there, and that's what the experience that you have for Milltown is a big addition for Milltown experience-wise this year, and he showed that to fruition there with that score off his left foot.
Inspirational score there for sure, Alan. We have another result in the intermediate championship. Score this is Corofin 6-18, Glenamady 110.
Oh my God.
That's a pretty convincing win there for Corofin in that one. So the results continue to come into us here.
Corofin, we're looking like an opportunity free here.
Here's a chance, and the opportunity popped up and over the bar. Advantage was coming to the wing forward, Jonah Culligan, but Culligan made no mistake in popping that ball up and over the bar. In our broadcast coming to you in association here with Galway GATV alongside Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM. bringing you all the action live from Tuam Stadium. 3 minutes gone. We've had 2 scores. One of them a 2-pointer for Milltown, and Jonah Culligan with the opening score of the day for the city side, St James's. Good kick out. Paul Conroy goes up for it in the middle of the field and brings it down in front of Michael Martin, and goes and takes the quick kick and go. Lovely fisted pass inside towards the man wearing 17, Brian Kane. Kane back outside here now. James is in their maroon jerseys with that green stripe at front and back. Milltown in their traditional blue and white, as the ball is transferred over to the far side of the game. The game has started off in a very quick fashion here in Tuam. Just over, coming up to the 4th minute. Opportunity here for St James's. Try to transfer the ball between a series of players, and in the end it's kicked up and over the bar and we're level. Superb score. We'll get you the scorer there in just a minute when he turns around. It's the wing forward, number 10, Jack O'Neill, I think, that got onto that one. And quick exchange of hand passes in there, Alan, and made it safe, made sure they were within the scoring zone and got it up and over the bar.
Yeah, and again, the man to the aforementioned Paul Conroy, a big massive kick out there, and he won it with all of the skies there, and that's what you want, is the likes of Jack O'Neill getting in there inside the pocket of the D and popping the ball over the bar to get James is back on the level terms of Milltown.
Kick out from Conor Nolan, dropped in the middle of the field. Referee says it's going to be a free to St James's. The Milltown crowd don't particularly like that one, but Johnny Dewan was looking for an extension of yardage there for not giving back the ball, but in the end St James's will take it back towards Cathal O'Regan and back to Johnny Dewan. Johnny's given years and years of service to the city side and continues to get his place on the St James's team. Looking for the ball there, but instead it's picked up here by Jack O'Neill, it looks like. Is it
Dale Masterson, I'd say, is it?
Masterson moving forward, yeah. Lovely fisted pass inside towards the full forward line, picked up in there by Brian Kane. Kane now transfers it out to this side of the field. St James's 2 points, Milltown 2 points, early stages. Back it comes into Dale Masterson, who uses Johnny Dewan. He's got support on his shoulder on the right by Ryan O'Toole, and O'Toole running at Milltown here.
Around the house here.
Yeah, he looked for the cut back, gives it back now. Here's Johnny Dewan. Johnny Dewan, fisted pass, fisted effort, high and fisted up and over the bar. Boy, he did his time there, Alan, before he found he was within striking distance. He could have fisted it maybe 2 yards before that, but felt he didn't have enough of power to get it over, but just made that extra yard or two.
Yeah, and that's the experience that James is and Johnny Dewan when he starts playing for James. That's the experience that he shows, and the opportunity there. His right hand was being held, and he was able to release with the left hand and put it over the bar. And that's a good score for St James, leading 3 points to 2 with 6 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, they conceded the first point, which was a 2-pointer by James Kavanagh after only 2 minutes, but they've settled into the game now, and they're bringing it every time towards Milltown, who are being forced back, forced to defend as Jack O'Neill goes forward. Hand being pulled, and Jack takes the free quickly. He's getting an opportunity now to throw this ball over the bar, steps back inside, should be a point, but decides to move it off instead towards
that's good.
Man wearing number 17, I think it was on that occasion, if I'm right, that sends it over the crossbar. 4 points to 2.
Yeah, that's a good score by Brian Kane there.
Yeah, Brian Kane, 4 in a row for St James's, and that one coming in the 7th minute, and that's the 4th different score now as well.
It's a telling factor there in the first 7 minutes or so that the 10, 8 and 7 axes of James's have really dominated here in relation to the Masterson, O'Neill and Conroy, and here one of Sam is going up here for that ball, and they've won this puck kick out again, so it's all James here at the moment so far in Tuam Stadium, Tommy.
Yeah, it is, and it's just copper fastened by the 4 unanswered scores as well, and good scores, it must be said, by St James's, as Milltown have struggled to get their hands on any ball in the last few minutes, and James's are penalising Milltown, and they're finding a little bit of space all the time. Conroy now outside the D, back out to Johnny Dewan, all composed, all cool, and we'll get the latest from Pearse Stadium in a few minutes as well, as we'll give you an update. That game gone to extra time there as well, as here goes St James's looking for another score, turning off the right, shot coming in, it's high, but it's gone out to the right hand side and wide for the first wide of the game for St James's, as they continue to lead here with 8 minutes gone on the clock. 4 points for the city side, 2 points for Milltown.
Yeah, and I think this opportunity now, Milltown really need to get a kick out at this stage, and Conor Nolan and Milltown need to work a short one here and see what they come up with. And number 3 there for Milltown is looking for a quick short one here, but obviously Nolan can't spot it at the moment. He's going to go to the stand side here. The referee is possibly going to call him for overcarrying.
Yeah,
no, yeah.
Very close, Alan, I'd say. Yeah, as Michael Martin takes that kick out. Sends a lovely ball into him, and first opportunity now for Mannion to take on James's, drops it in, but it's not a great ball. There's a rushed effort by the corner forward and into the hands of the goalkeeper as Jack O'Neill picks it up for St. James's. 2-point cushion for the City side so far.
Brian Mannion was disappointed there in relation to that. Tommy, just going back to that opportunity Milltown had, that he didn't get the opportunity to take on his man and give him a skin into the town goal there, and he kind of maybe pulled the trigger a small bit too early, and he should have maybe took him on and got a score for himself.
St. James's then continue to move the ball at pace and move it forward. Free out for Milltown for that tackle. Yeah, the referee has spotted that.
Yeah, Dale, as he offloaded the ball there, ran straight into Mark Hare, and the referee spotted it rightly so, and he's getting a little mark in the book for that opportunity. But Milltown are on the attack here, and they really need to get the ball moving inside the 45 and get balls into the likes of Mannion and Costello and see can they do any damage. But at the moment it's Costello looking to get Liam Costello on the ball. He's into the corner here for Milltown.
Yeah, opportunity now. They need to try and respond back. Oh, lovely ball towards Costello. Costello off the left, blocked down, back out to Martin. Michael Martin kicks this one high up in the sky. It's dropping in around the house. Dangerous ball. Goalkeeper needs to be correct. 115 for Jamore McHale's. I'll give you the Nevanna Letchamore 4-7. So that's a 2-point advantage, or a 1-point advantage to Nevanna Letchamore. The referee's given a free on the 21-metre line, as that game in Pearse Stadium is in extra time, and it will result in the second game being delayed a little bit in there as well. But here's a chance now for Martin to get a 3rd point for Milltown. They haven't scored since the 2nd minute. That's 8.5 minutes ago. Martin makes no mistake, brings it back to a 1-point ball game, 4 points to 3. Crucially that Milltown stay in touch here, and get scores more regularly, because that's a big gap where we had James has scored in the 3rd, 4th, 6th and 7th minute. Milltown hadn't scored. Yeah,
as you said, with that breeze time, they need to be getting the scoreboard every 3 or 4 minutes, and possibly come to a score like maybe 10 points at half time and put James on the back foot. But yeah, at the moment it's as a man, possession wise, as people the rain's starting to come down, they're starting to come up beside us, Tommy. I think they're looking for a bit of shelter.
We'll have to make room up here.
We'll have to push over, get closer.
That rain is blown straight into those people in the front of the stand here in Tuam Stadium, right into the faces of them, as that ball is pushed along the ground back there by St. James's. Jack O'Neill has deemed to have fouled his man back there. As half time and extra time, we got that update there. Nevanna Letchamore 4-8. Drumore McHale's 115, so still plenty of play there, as Milltown probably wasting a lot of ball there in the way that they've sent them into Owen Mannion. Just way too much pace on them,
Yeah, that needs to be more into 10 or 12 yards in front of them rather than the 20-yard pass that was tried to pass there from James Kavanagh into Mannion, or into Brian Mannion is right. But yeah, look, it's gone a bit stale there for the last minute or two, but starting to put a bit of shoving and pushing here on the midfield, and O'Neill's getting to grips with his marker, and a good long kick out here by the James goalkeeper.
Up to go for it, batted down by Milltown, but only straight into the hands of centre forward Dan McNulty, who is fouled by the Milltown player, and Johnny Dewan wants to take it quickly, but it's called back by the Rachor, and we'll go again. Johnny Dewan has a man free this side of the field, Ryan O'Toole back to Johnny Dewan. Johnny now time to give it to the centre towards Jonah Culligan. Culligan now solos towards the far sideline, where Masterson is available to pick it up at wing back, give it back to Culligan, and Culligan transfers it to the centre towards Johnny Dewan. Johnny then decides to send the ball into the centre. Milltown trying to get onto it, give a free away. Paul Conroy, the man that's fouled there, and that'll be a free in.
Yeah, Park Godwin was in hard luck there, but Conroy used all the experience there and bought the free, but Godwin came kind of lean with the foot, and Conroy, as I said, used the experience there and played for the free and got it, but he's an opportunity here now to
extend the lead again, yeah, for sure. It's just inside the score, 2 point scoring arc, so he's inside it, but if you were backing a free taker to get one, it'd be back Conroy all day long. Drops it in, drops it short, comes off the goalkeeper Conor Nolan inside. It just dipped in. It was never a great purchase by Paul Conroy on that. It dropped. The St James's forward was inside as well, putting a bit of pressure on the goalkeeper, and in the end it goes out at the expense of a 45 to St James's, who are chatting among themselves, not quite sure who they want to take it, but they're going to go back towards the goalkeeper Keane Costello to come up and take this for them. So here we have another goalkeeper taking 45s, and it's pretty central, maybe a little bit to the right hand side of the right hand post, but not that much. 14 minutes have gone. We've had 7 points, 4 of them for St James's, 3 for Milltown, and a shot from Costello that will go all the way over the crossbar. Superb strike. There's just 2 steps back. There's no forcing in that. It was just punted in perfectly, and with 14 minutes gone in the first half, the goalkeeper for St James's, Keane Costello, has come up for a 45, sent between the uprights. We're back to a 2-point ball game, 5 points to 3. That kick out, there's way too much on it as well for John Martin on the far side of the field, and Nolan won't be happy with that kick out, trying to make a pinpoint pass, but too much on it, and out over the sideline.
Worrying stat there. Milltown have lost 4 kickouts there, Tommy, and against James. You cannot be doing that. There's an attacking ball here, but no, you can't be coughing up kickouts the way the game has gone nowadays. You have to be so pinpoint with the restarts, and it's punishing Milltown, but they need to get the ball up in relation to possession-wise. Milltown have very little ball inside the 45. Mannion's an opportunity here now.
Better pass inside. It was fisted on this occasion. Mannion struggling to get it off towards Costello. And Liam goes to ground, but has time to get it back towards the man wearing 23 today for Milltown, James Kavanagh, the man with the opening score of the game, a 2-pointer for Milltown. And Milltown now chasing down this 2-point deficit. Out it goes towards Niall Costello. Martin thought about having a cut at it, goes back off it off the left again. That's a huge effort by Michael Martin. 2-point effort. What a score by Michael Martin. Thought twice maybe about hitting it, Alan, but then decided, look, I've half loaded, so I might as well pull the trigger entirely, and exactly did that and put it over the black spot.
As he pulled that trigger, Tommy, I was breathing heavily here. I said, oh my God, but in fairness, he knew what he was doing, and he's a sweet spot of a left foot, and it nonchalantly went over the bar. Great score. I'd say that came within well over the 50-metre mark. Great score. Super
score. Well worth the admission fee to see that type of shooting here today. Should warm you up, that's for sure. Milltown player goes to ground, ball pushed down towards Owen Mannion. Oh, Mannion gets a heavy tackle, a high tackle by the number 19, Ryan O'Toole. The referee will go to the lower. Jerry Daly is there as well. Physio in there for Milltown as well, but Mannion is tough, a little bit of stuff at corner forward, and he'll quickly get back on his feet and take up his position in and around the house. Mark Hare has a free. Jerry Daly tells Paul Conroy to go back. It's a yellow card for Ryan O'Toole as well for that infringement, as referee using the bit of spray to show him the line. You better take a quick one. That line will be well washed away. It doesn't last long in conditions like this, that's for sure. But here is outside the 45-metre line, ball in hand, going to try and send this one on its way. Is the breeze that strong? We'll find out in a minute, as Hare strikes it in. It's not going to go over the bar, but it's going to drop inside. Picked up, however, there by Jack Folan, and Folan gives the pass back to Ryan O'Toole that goes out for a 45 for Milltown. And all of a sudden, Milltown have clawed their way back in, Alan, to this game. And you know, if you wanted something to lift you at that point, a couple of minutes ago from Martin, was certainly the score that should lift any team. It
showed, and as Jack Folan did a great catch there, but he went to go backwards instead of going forward, and I think it's cost them on a 45 where Milltown had the opportunity here to take one, but they went with a quick one, and they're on the attack again. But worrying for Milltown now, Liam Costello in this so far, with 17 minutes gone, has probably only got into 2 possessions, and if I want to win a match, I'm looking for Liam Costello to get on the ball a bit more for Milltown, and you need to get attacking them at the St James defence.
Here's Milltown now with a series of hand passes. Player goes to ground. That's Niall Costello. Back out the field it comes then. Referee said he was off the grass just about. As a kick from out the field from Milltown's number 20, who's Terence Godwin, just drops into the hands of the grateful goalkeeper Keane Costello, and we remain level with 18 minutes gone in the first half here in Tube Stadium, as Sam O'Neill comes away with it, trying to go forward. Heavy tackle. Ball. Milltown furious.
It was on the threshold.
It
was on the threshold of either a free or over carrying.
It was more of a slap than anything else. It's hard, sometimes to get them, but the referee was close enough to it. He deemed it was an illegal foul, and James's will be happy. Milltown not so happy as the rain continues to fall down here. It's a bit of sunshine as well. We had a rainbow visitors a couple of moments ago as well, but right now St. James's trying to make a little bit of space that might get them another score here. The lead score, 5 points apiece, low scoring. It's to be expected on a day like today. St. James's now haven't scored for the last 5 minutes, and Milltown have added 3 points, one of them a 2-pointer, their second 2-pointer of the afternoon, as holding up possession is Jonah Culligan. Gives it to Dale Masterson, and Masterson then has time to find Johnny Duane free, and Duane has already scored a point. Gives it to Conroy, thought about the shot, back to Culligan inside towards Johnny Duane. Johnny Duane put under loads of pressure, and Milltown have bodies back there, and they do very well to overturn it on the far side. And Niall Costello is back there, back in his own full back line despite wearing 13. But that's a roving role for him today, and they can work it up the far sideline towards Mark Kerr. There sends it in towards Liam Costello, the aforementioned Costello. Here's where Costello is dangerous, taking on his marker, 21 metres out, 5 or 6 in from the sideline, needs support, tries to turn back inside and win his side of free. Back it comes to Martin, off the left boot, Michael Martin, across the face of the goal, but it's only going to drop in to the goalkeeper, King Costello. A couple of drop balls by Milltown have come in short into the safe hands of the goalkeeper, which allows St. James's to come quickly up the field. Referee's going to give a free against St. James's there. It looked like it could have gone the other way. Here go Milltown through Jack Duran into Owen Mannion, who dropped it the first time. Back out the field it comes now towards Terence Godwin. Godwin out and turned to Kavanagh, and Kavanagh takes an effort that's going to tail out to the left hand side and wide. Maybe a little bit rushed, but all happening out there at the moment as we look at the clock. 20 minutes and 30 seconds gone in the first half. No separating sides, 5 points apiece.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's stop go start at the moment, but Owen Mannion got an opportunity there, just a small, the ball bounced out of his chest, and these opportunities where he does get on one-on-one, he really needs to punish the James's defender, and as I said, it was a pot shot in by James Kavanagh, which in turn was a free here around the middle for Milltown. Yeah,
free for Milltown, who will be looking to finish the half with a couple of scores here as the ball is sent in towards Costello, who's deemed to have been pulling the jersey of the James's player, and that is going to be a free out for St. James's. The game in Pearse Stadium remains level from our last update, and not quite sure how much time is left there, but it's a game that could go to penalties as well in there. There's no separating the sides here in Tuam either, and that is the nature of these knockout games from now on in the championship. It's a really different scenario. Paul Conroy picks up a bit of a knock there, but it's okay to resume and go for the return hand pass, and now it's an opportunity for Conroy to drive forward. Conroy looking to start an attack for St. James's. 22 minutes gone. Milltown 5, St. James's 5. Johnny Duane looking for ball this side to Jonah Culligan. Culligan inside, free for Sam O'Neill and for St. James's, who doesn't look the best there. His knee is fairly bandaged on the right as well.
Yeah, I see what James is. Jack is kind of limping there, and that's not a good sign when the physios come out. He's already bandaged already. They're going to earn their keep there, but I see where James is there. They're trying to leave as much space from their 14-yard line out to the 45 to give the opportunities for their inside men of Jack Nolan and Brian Kane to come out and win ball, but as I said, it's probably a bit harder with the breeze, against the breeze, to do that, but it's going to be an opportunity here for Costello possibly to come up again and hit
2 to go in Pearse Stadium as well, Alan. Level pegging, 117 to 4-8. Are we destined for penalties in Pearse Stadium?
There's real Champions League stuff that's going on today.
The second game is definitely going to be delayed now anyway, in Pearse Stadium. 5 points apiece here as we go towards the 23rd minute, as St. James had to take off Sam O'Neill as the ball close to the end line there, has gone out for a wide ball, second wide for St. James's. 7 minutes to go to half time here. Substitution required here.
Yeah, it's a disappointer for
Dave
St. James
O'Connell.
and Jack O'Neill.
Yeah, you know, he's a big game player too for them.
He is, and he was doing well there in the morning, getting the hands through the ball. And look at the experienced campaigner now, and Dave O'Connell coming in, previous Galway minor and senior, that played FBD and stuff in league with Galway, so he's given a big experience for them around the middle there.
Number 9, Sam O'Neill.
Confirmation of the change then as we remain deadlocked here in tune. Kick out to come from Conor Nolan. Gets a better trajectory on this one, better direction as well, and a better end result as Niall Costello, who's been really busy for Milltown today. Mark Hare does extremely well to win that ball, looking for a free over there, but it's gone off his boot out over the sideline. The sideline ball to St. James's. Moore going to point up in Pearse Stadium as well as we come towards the end of that game. What a battle that has been. Seems to be going on all day long as the battle remains on here as well. St. James's way too many steps by Dave O'Connell. I think the referee was going to give it seconds before that as well. He looked like he just took off with the ball.
He did, yeah. I think didn't sign Corinthians. Dave was with that ball now at his Tuam Stadium. So look at, yeah, it's another opportunity for Milltown to get up the field. And as I just worrying there for Milltown, they haven't got much play inside to Mannion inside the full forward line. They're just playing with one man full forward line at the moment with the breeze, which is kind of, I don't know, tactically is that the right option in Milltown, that they're drawing the James lads out on top of them, which is their strongest point, and Duane and Masterson, these lads. So I think Milltown need to push up forward and get the ball into them as quick as they can.
Lovely ball into Owen Mannion. Mannion off the right boot. That's a superb score by Owen Mannion. What a score. Well, he does show up and he does make himself available, Owen Mannion, and he was out in front of his man. It was tight enough to turn and get that shot away, but he's a confident player and he gets his account open for Milltown and puts them 6 points to 5 ahead.
Yeah, and he got that opportunity. The man says the goalpost never moved, Tommy, and he knew exactly where they were, and he got that within a split second, turned over the shoulder and bang, a great score. But they need to be getting that more ball, and I said that was a good ball in by James Kavanagh into Mannion, who actually put that over the bar.
Oh, brilliant catch by Paul Conroy in the centre. Went up among a group of players, but not just that, gets a great ball away. Here's the opportunity for James's, driving forward. Jack Nolan still going. Brilliant interception by Niall Costello, who's having the game of his life for Milltown so far in this game. He was the man that got the interception. He got the hand in, and that ball was going to hand, and James's were probably going to go in and have an opportunity at scoring a goal as Liam Costello goes forward over there, needs to get support, does well, gone past 5 players, in as far as Martin now still going forward. Michael Martin at the other end for Milltown. Is he held up in there? The referee says yeah, he is held up, but he's not fouled as St. James's get the ball away, and the clearance out to safety by Paul Conroy, and James is going search for a score. 4 minutes to go of normal time to half time here. 6 points from Milltown, St. James's 5. If you're just joining us on our live stream here on Galway GA TV in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM, our partners, bringing you this live commentary and this live pictures here from Tuam Stadium of the Bon Secours Senior Football Championship quarter-final preliminary draw, as this ball is out towards the centre towards Dale Masterson, and Masterson now moving towards the into Paul Conroy. Is that a foul? No play on, says the referee. Milltown calling for steps as we look at it. A win for Dromore McHale's in that preliminary quarter final in Pearse Stadium. Final scoreline 119 to 4-8. 2-point advantage all over. No need for penalties in there, as Dromore McHale's came from being well and truly hammered at half time, having conceded 4 goals in normal time of the first half, to come back with the aid of the breeze, and the game went to extra time, and Dromore McHale seeing it out, and they go into the draw this evening. Who else will be in that draw? As here goes Culligan takes a shot, but it's a soccer style shot that flies out to the left hand side and wide. 27.5 minutes gone. I suppose it was a half chance, you could say, but it was never threatening the Milltown goal there.
No, yeah, and he had control of it, Tommy, really. And just in relation to the last play for going forward for Milltown, like Costello did very well in transition there, get the ball back at the tackle back from the presumed tackle of that. They were very slow, Milltown, to get up and support Liam Costello, who got on the ball inside the 45. Let's go kick out there, but Milltown need to get numbers up with the breeze to get scores on the board. They won't be getting too many scores from 65 yards out, so they need to push up again when they have the ball.
Yeah, they lead, but they lead narrowly, 6 points to 5 as we approach the last few minutes of the first half here. Thankfully, the rain is no longer an issue. Lovely ball in again to Mannion. Mannion out in front of his man, being fouled. Mannion certainly being fouled. Referee's going to go back for the free. Every ball that's gone in there today, bar one that skipped off the surface, is coming in from your number 23, James Kavanagh, in a perfect ball to a forward.
Yeah, it's lovely. That's bread and butter for a forward, but again, it's about the ball. There's that opportunity it's bouncing, but he's turning as he's receiving it, and James Kavanagh's experience has shown that he's given Mannion plenty of opportunity, and if Mannion gets that ball all day, he'll take him on and skill him in an opportunity for a free from Milltown there.
Yeah, dispatched over the crossbar by Mark Hare for his first score of the afternoon.
The referee has indicated there will be at least 2 minutes of injury time. At least 2 minutes.
2 minutes of injury time to be played, so about 3 to go, I'd imagine. I'm looking at our stopwatch, and it's Milltown 7, St James's 5, and Owen Godwin will be happy enough with where Milltown stand at the moment, as James had led at one stage by 4 points to 2 and 5 points to 3, but Milltown have got 3 unanswered strikes now from Michael Martin, Owen Mannion and Mark Hare, and they'll be pretty pleased if it stays that way going in at half time. The breeze getting stronger here as we bring you the final few minutes of the first half. Brilliant catch by Johnny Devan in the middle of the field. Needs support now, sends it forward. Up along the line it goes, out in front of the man wearing 21, which is Desi Hines. Hines now taking on his man, slips, goes to ground. Milltown try and get a hand in there. Ball comes back, however, towards Johnny Dewan, and in turn then towards Dave O'Connell, who decides, I won't go forward, I'll send it laterally and go back and retrieve the return hand pass. As that game now between Killannon and Mount Bellymilot will throw in a 5:20. So Mount Bellymilot first is Killannon if you go into it, and you're running a bit late. It's not thrown in till 5:20 now in Pearse Stadium because of the extra time that was played in the opening game there between Dermore McHale's and Nevana Lechamore. But here goes Dave O'Connell now. Can he get a shot in? Gets a pass in towards the referee. Sees a silly free given away by Milltown. Blatant hand in the back in there, Alan. You know, they had done the hard work, they had forced them.
They had, and the numbers
James
back
had lost the ball, and
had.
there was just a hand left in the back, like, and you know, you can't legislate for that, like.
Yeah, they're a killer when you're playing into the breeze, like, you know what I mean. Or Milltown playing with the breeze and give away Nottingham free there. You stand up here now and you waste a minute of time, and you know, like that's the minute, the time that you need to be on the ball when you're attacking with the down end, and as I said, it's going to give an easy opportunity for Jack Nolan to put this over the bar.
Oh,
just about.
The goalkeeper had to be alert there. It was Jack Nolan trying to lob Conor Nolan. I know he wasn't trying to lob him, but he didn't get a great purchase on the free. He got enough to get it just over the crossbar, but it was dipping, that's for sure. 7-6, Milltown lead here, and we're in.
I think the
injury time.
The chat to the goalkeeper to get working the short kick out as work time. So they said, but James are putting a big squeeze in the Milltown here, but so that's a free there. But at least they're getting possession, which is very important with the breeze, because physically James have big men around the middle, and they seem to just win that back when the ball goes out around the middle.
Here go Milltown now. The man free all alone here, but he hasn't been spotted, Sam Fearick. He was all alone. Niall Costello just says, look, give it to me and I'll try and find someone that's free. And Liam Costello into Sam Fearick, who was ages looking for that ball a few minutes ago, but decides, look what, I'll put it up and over the bar. I'm not going to be hanging around waiting for too many of those passes to come, but that's a great score by him. He was free earlier, Alan, as we said in the commentary, and he managed somehow to make himself free again, get up the field and send a lovely ball up and over the bar.
Yeah, that all came from the quick kick out where they were in possession. In fairness, Fearick has been leaving himself wide open here on the stand side for the opportunity, and he was there for about 20 seconds on his own, but he made that all score himself. And Milltown are going in here at half time with 8 points to 6, and they'll be happy enough. But I suppose that breeze, Tommy, I would be looking for a 5 or 6 point lead at minimum, like, because no doubt Conroy, when he gets the opportunity outside the D or a free or two, he's going to go for the 2 pointers. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting second half, and look, at Milltown will be happy enough with the first half display, but they need to get a few more scores really to kind of get over the half. But it's going to be a do or die now in the second half.
Yeah, the first half of the first half belonged to St James's. They led by 5 points to 3 after 15 minutes, but they've been outscored by Milltown 4 points to 1 in the remaining 15 minutes. Michael Martin, Owen Mannion, Mark Hare and Sam Fearick with points. Jack Nolan with the only response for St James's. That sees the half-time score here in Tuam Stadium in the Bon Secours Senior Football Championship preliminary quarter-final. St James's that are behind at the break. Milltown lead here in Tuam. Come back to us for live second half commentary here in Tuam Stadium. Half-time score. Milltown 8 points, St James's 6. That's an opportunity for a strike here. It's a superb looking kick if that drops up and over the bar. The results continue to come into us here.
We're looking like an opportunity free here.
There's a chance, and the opportunity popped at 4th minute. Opportunity here for St James's. Try to transfer the ball between a series of players, and in the end, just jumping over the mark for the put back, picks it back now. Here's Johnny Duane. Johnny Duane, fisted pass, fisted effort, high, and pushed it up and over. Steps back inside, should be a point. Decides to move it off instead towards. For Milltown. They haven't scored since the second minute. That's 8.5 minutes ago. Martin makes no mistake, brings it back to a 1-point ball game. 4 points have gone. In fact, 7 points. 4 of them for St James's, 3 for Milltown, and a shot from Costello that could go all of them. Martin Torbo having a cut of it, goes back off it off the left again. That's a huge effort by Michael Martin. 2-point effort. What a score! Lovely ball into Owen Mannion. Mannion off the right boot. That's a superb score by Owen Mannion. What a score!
On the ball, down in, and that's it. It's going to give an easy opportunity for Jack Nolan to put this over the bar.
Oh, and Liam Costello into Sam Fearick, who was ages looking for that ball a few minutes ago, but decides Yeah, welcome back to Tuam Stadium. Straight away we noticed a change on the Milltown team, Alan. We've got Cathal Blake coming in for Milltown at the start of the second half, and that's a big call by the Milltown backroom team to bring him in straight away.
Yeah, I was here for the Corofin match, and Cathal came on as well in the second half, and he made a big contribution around the middle, and more than likely he's going in the full forward line, but I don't think he was staying out there. He'll be coming out to win around the battle in the middle, so yeah, he got a bit of experience again with the lads around the middle, but it's going to be an interesting second half here with James is playing with the breeze in the second half, and they want to get their shooters onto the ball, especially Conroy, that D that get a 2-pointer. And as I said to you, Tommy, if a 2-pointer happens here for James in the first 3 or 4 minutes, there anything could happen, and but it's going to be an interesting half here for Milltown and James's.
Yeah, prize is big. A place in the quarter-final draws later on this evening, which might be a little bit delayed now following that late throw-in between Montpellier and Killannon. That game now throwing in about 3 minutes time. 5:20 the official throw-in time in Pearse Stadium, following the long adventures of Navanna Letchermore and Dromore McHale's in the opening game there, which required extra time to sort them out. Milltown have taken off John Martin as well, and he looked like he may have picked up an injury in the first half, Alan, so that's the change. You're bringing in Cathal Blake for number 7, John Martin for Milltown, as we await the re-emergence of St. James's for the second half. They're a bit slow to come out. Austin O'Connell the linesmen trying to make sure that they're back out on the field pretty soon as they make their way back out onto the field for the start of this second half. The breeze swirls around Tuam Stadium here. Difficult day for football. St. James's having lost Sam O'Neill in the first half as well to an injury certainly won't help their cause, but they've got a big panel, they've got a strong panel, and they're going to have to. Paul Conroy going in on the edge of the square for the start of the second half. Straight away Conroy is going in there.
Look, to be going route 1 straight away for win this throw in by O'Neill here. The first thing he'll be doing is catching it without looking and hitting top of Conroy, but first and foremost he has to win the throw in. But yeah, it's going to be the change has been called out over the 10 here at the moment, as Cathal Blake is in officially for John Martin. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Conroy goes, and Dave O'Connor's gone centre forward for James's. So I'm just waiting for the linesmen. I want to get an order for the referee Mark to throw in the ball. Yeah,
we'll be up and underway very soon here, and a big 30 minutes for both Milltown and St. James's in the Galway Senior Football Championship. The whistle is blown, the second half is underway. Ball gone to ground and won in the end by Jack O'Neill, and Jack O'Neill has taken a knock there as well, as referee says we're okay to play on, as the ball is transferred to Johnny Dewan over on the far side. Straight away, long ball in towards Conroy. Conroy in a battle in there with Sean Blake. That's going to be interesting, but the ball just didn't get. Milltown have a man free over here, but they're not going to use Niall Costello on this occasion, as Sam O'Neill looks like he's picked up an injury as well at the start of the second half. That would be another major blow, as a lovely ball sent in to Owen Mannion out in front of his man. Out past the 21, out it goes to Mark Hare. Hare now looking for Liam Costello maybe to come off the shoulder. Costello gets it as he brings it in. Jack O'Neill looks to be in trouble. He's sitting on the ground. The St. James's want the go ahead for treatment to be given to the wing forward, but that's going to be a double blow for St. James's if he has to go off in the early stages of the second half. Milltown leading by 2, 8 points to 6. The ball in the hands of James Kavanagh, the scorer of the first score in Tuam Stadium in the first half, which was a 2-pointer. Owen Mannion, lovely ball in towards Sam Ferrick. Ferrick now offloads it towards the Milltown fullback Jack Curran. Off it goes to Owen Mannion, and Owen Mannion takes a shot from out the field that goes out to the left hand side and wide for wide number 4 for Milltown, as Sam O'Neill tries to run it off. He's going to give it one last chance, Alan, to see if he can stay on the field, but he doesn't look good from here.
The ankle doesn't look good. Another kick out there, one by Conroy, but he's trying to run it off there, but yeah, he'd be a big loss if he does go after the Jimmies.
Desi Hines now gives it off. St. James has had a chance to kick one, drops inside. Back in there is Keith Mannion, and Mannion gets it off on the far side of the field, and Milltown try and keep it in play close to the sideline, which they do well to do that. And the ball goes to ground, picked up in there by Dan McNulty. Off it goes. The free is forthcoming as Paul Conroy goes for an ambitious shot. In it goes, but the referee will go back for the free for St. James's, close to the sideline on the far side of the field, and an opportunity for whoever wants to take this on for St. James's, maybe to have a pop at the post. Jack Nolan is the man that's nearest to the spot where the free is going to be taken from, so that suggests that Nolan might fancy his chances from here. Early stages of the second half, just 2.5 minutes gone, as you were since half time. 8 for Milltown, St. James's 6, and a chance for Jack Nolan, albeit a very difficult angle and a long way out over on that far terrace, but he's prepared himself. He kicks it in, drops in around the house. Conroy gets a fist to it, blocked on the goal line by Conor Nolan, and Milltown come away with it. You could see the intention of Paul Conroy was to get a better fist contact on that, but it just didn't happen as the ball now sent up in the sky here, tapped down towards Liam Costello. Costello spins past his man, still going forward on the 21 metre line, gives it inside in towards Terence Godwin. Godwin going to go for a score, but it's curling, may still stay in play. And in the end, it's gathered brilliantly back there by the St. James's defence. They have it. Man wearing 20 is Dave O'Connell back helping out, and in the end it all comes as far as Dale Masterson, who can solo forward now past his own 45 metre line. Pressure being put on Jonah Culligan.
Yeah, just a hold on the hand there by Costello there on Culligan, so it's that's where the free was given there, but yeah, a bit of to and fro in there for the first bit of punching. But both teams in the second half, and nothing has come to fruition really yet at the moment. It's kind of tick for tack, and as I said, Neil seems to have shaken off that bit of an injury there, Tommy, at the moment. He seems to be moving freely again, which is good to see.
Yeah, he's up. That little bit of a break probably did him good, as he seems to be moving a little bit more speed and urgency now. He has the ball outside the 45 metre line. Lead support, gets it out. St. James's to Dave O'Connell. O'Connell gesturing to someone to come to him. The man that eventually does is Culligan, and Culligan sends it across to the centre of the field. 2-point ball game all the time. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the second half. Lovely ball inside towards the corner forward, Jack Nolan. Nolan off the left boot. It's a good looking effort that's gone out to the left hand side on wide. Sides level on wides at 4 each on my reckoning, but Milltown have that narrow 2-point advantage, 8 points to 6. Paul Conroy now seems to be gone out towards the centre of the field again.
45, Tommy.
Must have been a touch on it.
The referee's called a touch on it, in fairness. So a good spot by the referee, an opportunity here for the goalkeeper to come up again, Costello, to see can he punt this one over the bar from the 45. Yeah,
he got a 45, as you say, Alan, in the first half. They put them 5 points to 3 ahead, but every one of these frees and 45s are crucial now, because this is not going to be a high scoring encounter from what we've seen so far. So 5.5 minutes gone in the second half, and St. James's have a 45 into the town goal down on our left hand side as Costello replaces the ball. Doesn't take a big run up at these. Little 2 steps to the left, and it's more about guiding this towards the post. Short run up, strikes it in
good,
right over the black spot. Super score, second 45 for King Costello. 8 points to 7, and suddenly there's just a kick of the ball again, and a 1 point between the sides this time. It comes in the 6th minute of the second half, and that's how crucial those 45s are. It's keeping St. James's just 1 point behind right now. Second one of the day for the goalkeeper as the ball hangs up in the breeze, knocked down. Trying to get onto it there was the St. James's wing back, Owen Finnerty. Finnerty overcarries the ball, and that's because of the pressure Milltown put on, but that's not a great ball. Johnny Dewan in a race for possession with Niall Costello. Costello does well, being pulled back. That's going to be a free in for Milltown outside the D, as Michael Martin says, just give it to me and I'll run with it, and I'll take the free quickly, and I'll try and put a little bit of pressure on St. James's straight away, as they now have possession through Cahill Blake. He sends it over to the far side into Jack Curran. Curran now will move it to Mark Hare. Hare has a bomb from out the field, dropping in, but dropping out to the right hand side and wide. So it's another wide for Milltown, who remains 8 points to 7. you'd imagine, Alan, if there was to be a goal in this game, it would be a huge one.
Oh, it would,
in the scheme of things.
It would, Tommy, you need to get the crowd on the side, but it's, as I said, it's been a battle around the middle at the moment, and at the moment James have been winning that 50-50 battle around the middle, and here's another long kick out, and as I said, the aforementioned Conroy with one hand pulls it down from the clouds and it gets on the ball. Yeah,
it does well, takes it in quickly then to deliver to Brian Kane. Kane does well, turns back out, back to Conroy. Conroy steps inside, no foul, says the referee, but the ball is transferred straight back inside towards Kane. Kane off the right, it's high, and Kane puts it up and over the bar, and we're level in Tuam Stadium at 8 points apiece as Brian Kane scores his second point of the contest, and that's a crucial one, and it's come in the 8th minute of this second half here, and James's have hit 2 in the opening 8 minutes to level it up, and Milltown now need to respond, Alan.
Yeah, and it's a very simple game of football there. Costa the kick out, Conroy picks it out of the clouds and a ball inside, and Kane skins his man and puts it over the bar. That shows the importance of Conroy around the middle when you win that battle between the two 45s, and just bring the ball back to a level game. So it's in the crunch period here now.
Kick out to come from Milltown from Conor Nolan. Out around the centre, Paul Conroy there trying to get to it. The referee says play on. There was no foul on the Galway County star, but there was a foul on the Milltown player. Sam Ferrick takes it quickly, moves forward, driving at the St. James's defence, off to Liam Costello, being quite by his high standards so far in this game, into Niall. Oh, Niall gets a heavy tackle there from Cathal O'Regan, turned into O'Regan. Regan catches him, and now Milltown have the opportunity to regain the lead again.
Yeah, he got caught on the wrong side there, and the quick fleet foot of the Milltown forward, Cathal O'Regan on the wrong side. He put up the hand and it was high around the neck, so an opportunity here for Micheál Martin to kick this over the bar and bring it back to a 1 point game for Milltown again.
It'll be off the left for Micheál Martin, just outside the 21 metre line, to the right of the post, suits the left-footed player, trying to give Milltown the lead again. Martin off the left, no mistake whatsoever. Real solid strike from the place ball by Micheál Martin, who has now scored 4 points today, including a 2-pointer, and that one in the 10th minute of the game has given the lead back to Milltown, so it's back and over here. 2-pointers could be crucial in the final 20 minutes of this. Who would be the most likely to get them?
Big kick out down top, Conroy.
Conroy again wins the ball.
That was a set play, Tommy. You could see the way James is all pulled out, left Conroy centre forward, and in fairness to Costello, the booming kick out, he drove it straight down on top of him, and he plucked it, and he's going to go for a 2-pointer here, I'd say.
2-pointer between the
outside
65 and 45 metre line. Gesture there to one of the James's players maybe to move, but no, he's going to have a cut at this one.
He is, yeah.
It's definitely 55 metres out anyway. Drops it in, not the best ever one that he'll ever hit, but goes out to the left hand side and wide, failed to be kept in there, so a wide. Probably was a little bit ambitious from that range, but he's done it before, but I'm sure he'll do it again, but it didn't happen on this occasion.
No, I tried. It was an extremely difficult kick there, and he tried to hit it with the outside the boot and made it twice the bar. It needs to be hit on the sweet spot, but no, it was very simple there by James. It's a long ball out to him, and a kick out here by Milltown. It was recovered by Ferrick, but yeah, James is going very much route one for the kick outs there in the second half.
Referee says too many steps taken on the far side by a Milltown defender. Jameses want to take it quickly, but the referee says, well, he will now, he'll bring it in. It makes it a little bit easier. Yeah, it's, you know, you can't. I know you say you have to be disciplined, but I don't think it's in our nature, you know, just to give that ball back anytime soon.
Oh, when you work so hard for it and you get a slap in the mouth as well, then tough, it's hard to give back the ball, but that's part of the rules. You can't hold on to that ball if your free is given against you, and you have to hand back within a couple of seconds, or else you're getting the ball is brought forward. Yeah,
it's brought forward another 10 or 15 now as well. It's right on the 14 metre line, and if it was easy a minute ago, it's made extra easy for Jack Nolan now to give James's their 9th point and tie it up at 9 points apiece. Jack Nolan then, 11.5 minutes in the second half have elapsed. Kicks it in, kicks it up and over the bar. Very high he kicked it, but nonetheless it's registered as a point, and it's 9 points apiece as the number 13 Jack Nolan gets that point from a free to level it up at 9 apiece. Kick out to come then from the number 16 for Milltown. Their goalie today, Conor Nolan, replacing Jamie Malloy, who is the number 1 on the programme, but numbers don't mean an awful lot this time of the year as the ball breaks in the middle of the field. Picked up there by Sam O'Neill. Sam O'Neill still has it, tries to get it away and does get it away. And now James is tried to get away with it there. That was Ryan O'Toole, goes to ground. And in the end it's picked up instead by Dan McNulty. But Multy sends it in forward. Trying to go back there is Sean Blake. Blake goes to ground but doesn't get the ball. Picked up by St. James's. Pressure being put on. Referee said the ball was touched on the ground and it's going to be a free in. Back out the field. Is that advantage being played there? I'm not quite sure. It was touched on the ground. It's going to be a free in. Just on the edge of the D, is it?
It's going to suit Conroy here now, Tommy, in relation to this one here.
Yeah, it's a free just on the edge of the D. So Paul Conroy has the opportunity with this one.
I don't think they'll need with the shaving foam with the D there, Tommy.
This is right on the line. I mean, that's probably, if you're trying to conserve white paint, that was a waste of a spray or two. But Conroy, can he take advantage? Curls it in, but it's not going to curl in enough. It is out to the right hand side and wide. Sam O'Neill getting, or Jack O'Neill getting the leg boot, the whole lot bandaged down the front of us. So there's is a worry about him, but they're going to give him one more little bit of medical help to see if he can stay in the contest. They feel probably, Alan, that he's critical to James's going well here. The referee is going to stop play for a minute to see if the St. James player is okay. Austin O'Connell talking to the referee as well. He's telling the number 10 Jack O'Neill to get off the field for a minute.
Yeah, if he needs to get attention, he has to
Yes,
come
go
off.
off,
Yeah, exactly. So that's why in relation to time wasting and stuff like that. That's
Conor Nolan sends it close to the sideline. Brilliant catch there by James Kavanagh, and an even better delivery to the centre towards the man wearing 6 now at this stage is Sean Blake, and Blake often turned in towards Jack Curran. Curran past the 45 metre line to the goal down on our right hand side. Fisted pass in towards O'Manion, the danger man inside for Milltown. Lovely ball inside towards Blake, back to Mannion, but it goes past him and it'll come to Sean Blake instead. Sean, back it goes. O'Manion now, but he's outside his own, outside the James's 45 metre line. Loads of players free inside, but the ball is intercepted. James Captain, idea was good, the execution was poor, and Paul Conroy solos down the field for St. James's past the 45 metre line. Lovely ball inside towards Dan McNulty. McNulty goes to ground. The referee says foul. Advantage being played. James's can still get a score here. No, they won't. They'll go back for the free. Wonderful interception by St. James's. Wonderful run by Paul Conroy. In the end, the pass was given to Dan McNulty, who was fouled in front of the goal, and St. James's will have a free to go a point up.
Yeah, a big turnover by Milltown, and James Kavanagh with his experience, just unfortunate at that time that it was broken down on their 45, and a quick transition by Conroy and Regan. They came forward, and by McNulty I should say, and Regan and Conroy, and it ends with possibly a 21-yard free for St. James's Jack Nolan, so an opportunity to put them in the lead again.
Yeah, high again from Nolan, but more importantly over the crossbar. 10 points to 9. Jack Nolan with his 3rd point of the contest. Remember, he got one late on in the first half as well here as we've gone into the final quarter here now in Tune Stadium. 10 points for St. James's, Milltown 9. Milltown led 8-6 to half time, but they've been outscored 4 points to 1 in this second half by the City side. The ball again battled for in the middle of the field, touchdown there by a maroon jersey, and back the field it goes towards Cathal O'Regan. O'Regan now studying the options. The option is O'Neill in the middle of the field. Referee playing advantage to St. James's for a foul off the ball, but hand still up in the air, and when that comes down we can continue to play on. James's didn't take the advantage. Wait, back in their own half as Dale Masterson now gives it this side of the field towards his wing back Owen Finnerty. Finnerty now soloing forward, looking for an option. The option is to give it to Jonah Culligan. Culligan to O'Neill. O'Neill back to Culligan. Good work here, but Milltown putting on the squeeze here. Paul Conroy flicks it across here then towards Dave O'Connell. O'Connell now strong, sturdy player who came on as a substitute. Back out to O'Connell it goes again. So sells a dummy and sends the ball out the field. It's a long ball out that will find its way to Culligan. Culligan now fist passes to the centre towards Johnny Dewan, who in turn delivers it over to the far side towards the man wearing 21, Desi Hines. Hines back. That looks like Jack Nolan going for a 2-pointer from out the field. That's a super score by Jack Nolan, who sends the 2-pointer between the posts, and all of a sudden there's 3 points between the sides. Jack Nolan has got that 2-pointer that now brings his tally to 5, He scored the last 4 points, 3 efforts, resulting in 4 points. 17 minutes gone. James has got 3 ahead. Be a big point, that a big 2-pointer.
That was as sweet as as sweet as you could hit it, Tommy, on the turn and left footer outside the D. And that's a big turning point in this game where the James have gone 3 points up. And I mentioned the scoreboard's not telling and reflecting that, but they're just about to change it. But James have turned the screw there in the last few minutes, and as I said, great passage play by James to get that opportunity for Nolan. And there could be a turnover here now again. This is a silly ball.
Poor
back.
sideline ball has allowed Jack Nolan in again. He could be in here. Sends a lovely ball. Here's a chance for Culligan. Fisted pass up and over the bar. 13 points to 9. That was all their own doing for Milltown. Kicked the sideline ball away. They're going to bring in Colin Brennan now as well, as Culligan gets that latest effort, which was a fisted point that has now put 4 points between the sides and put St. James's very much in the driving seat with just about 12 minutes to go. Second point of the day for Jonah Culligan. What have Milltown got to offer now? What have they got left in the tank? They need to do something. Mark Hare is coming off. Colin Brennan has gone on.
Yeah, that point is a pivotal point in the score. Tommy, they've gone 4 points up, so it's a big telling point now for Milltown to have to do something if they want to stay in this championship. So the next 5 or 6 minutes they need to get the scoreboard ticking.
Yeah, here go Milltown now, with albeit way back in their own half-back line. Got to move the ball forward quickly. Got to get a score in response to the last 4. Ball gone out. Play on, says the referee. The sideline has been taken. Milltown took it quickly. James Kavanagh now in possession. 50 metres out from the St. James's goal. Looking to try and find a space. Find a loose man capable of putting this ball over the bar. They trail by 4, 13 points to 9. Back it goes then towards Colin Brennan. Brennan inside. Milltown just didn't have anyone coming off the shoulder there. Jack Curran now outside the 2-point arc. Inside it goes towards Niall Costello. Costello, lovely flick pass inside. Here's the opportunity for a point for Milltown. It goes in and goes out to the left-hand side of the wide. It's hard to score in that goal, that's for sure. 19 and a half minutes gone. The shouts have come on,
Milltown. The goalie spots up the long one here now, Tommy.
Yeah.
Which one is free in his own area. Beautiful ball.
Straight into the waiting, grateful hands of Desi Hines. Hines now bearing down a goal. This could be it. Game over for Milltown if James could get a goal here. Back it goes. Culligan from a very tight angle sends it in. The umpire says, Jonah Culligan, super score. 14 points to 9. Sends that one over from a very acute angle. 10 minutes to go here, and it's all St. James's at the moment. 14 points to 9.
In fairness, I'll have to back the goalkeeper's club in relation to that one, Tommy. That all came from the goalkeeper. In fairness, it was super kick out, well spotted. He's seen the gap. Number 21, Desi Hines, was on his own and walked the score for Culligan there. Brilliant.
Yeah, Jim O'Connell picks up the breaking ball, gives it to Paul Conroy. Conroy now with time here. James is finishing really strong in this game, showing their little bit of class here now at the moment. Sam O'Neill back out to Paul Conroy. Conroy thought about for a second or millisecond. The referee says there's a foul for a breach.
Breach here, yeah.
And up comes Keane Costello, who scored 2 45s already. Referee indicating what it's for. No, Costello's been told to go back. Paul Conroy will give it to the informed player at the moment, Jack Nolan, who will bring it into the 21. And all of a sudden there'll be 6 points between the sides, and it's all St. James's in this second half. They were late coming out at half time. Milltown were out early. James's obviously had a few extra words at half time, but whatever was said in there by Darrell Leonard and Owen Cannon certainly worked in this second half up to this point, as Nolan now has an opportunity to send another one. Oh, if it kicks it so high. That is as high as I've ever seen anyone kick a free from 21 metres. He's driven it out over the old house, if you know it, at the back of the stand here, or the back of the goal in Tuam Stadium. That is some height in that.
Down to the Palace ground, I mean, to that one, the height of that one, but that puts them 6 points ahead, and with Conroy again with a bit of experience told him to put that over the bar for inside the 21 rather than go for the 2-pointer, and Milltown just won this kick out now. I just feel this game is going away from Milltown if something extraordinary doesn't happen in the next few minutes.
They need a goal for sure. Another breach here. No, Austin O'Connell will say
no.
It's okay. He's on top of it. Milltown still going forward. Kavanagh, James that is, gives the ball in towards Niall Costello. Back to James Kavanagh. Out to Michael Martin. They need something from this. Poor ball. Paul Conroy back in there to pick it up, and Jameses will hit them on their attack here with a delivery from Culligan. Caught brilliantly there by Brian Kane. Kane inside now. A little bit of flair coming into the play of St. James's right now. Jack Nolan goes for another ridiculous effort from out the field. Jack Nolan.
Oh my God.
Well, you can hear the roars in the background there from the St. James's supporters, and rightly so. The point of the day, without a shadow of a doubt, kicked in by James Nolan from way out the field. 23 minutes gone. Another 2-pointer. Jack Nolan has sent that one between the posts. I make that, if I'm correct, 7 points for Jack Nolan, 17 points to 9.
Yeah, that one was well worth the admission fee, Tommy, the standing here, but it was a brilliant score, and got the whole crowd off, the James's crowd up off their seats with an applause from it. Well worth the score, but a great score by the St. James's man.
Milltown's championship ambitions are flittering away here second by second as James's tear into this contest late on. Just over 6.5 minutes of normal time to go. Some people leaving the stands already. They've probably seen enough, and James's, just their firepower in this second half has been unreal as Dave O'Connell decides to have an opportunity from out the field as well. But it might still work out for the St. James's men, but no, back there is Jack Curran for Milltown, and he's brought to ground over there, and that'll be a free out for the men in blue as the light begins to fade a little here in Tuam Stadium as well. It's getting late, of course, 20 to 6 of September evening, on a bad week of weather, not just in Galway but across the country, but thankfully most of the games got to get played this weekend, which is a real good thing. We've got hurling next weekend. This week it's football, and in 2 weeks time we'll have the quarter-finals of intermediate and senior football as well. We'll have the draws tonight on Galway Bay FM as well for the quarter-finals of this year's senior and intermediate football championships. We know the relegation final will be played between Tim Michaels and Barna Furbacher. Referee says foul there as Sam Fairwick takes it quickly for Milltown side, trailing by 8 points, 17 points to 9. Ball back out to Michael Martin, transfer quickly in. It's again Paul Conroy touches it on the ground. Unfortunate, he was in there to intercept. Ball went to ground, hands touched it on the ground. Referee was right beside it, and that's going to be a free in for Milltown to be taken by Michael Martin, which should be put up and over the bar. Milltown want to bring in a substitute as well, Kieran Blake, number 27, coming into the action.
Yeah, I see there in the second half, the Jamies have put McNulty on Costello to quell his speed, and they don't want to match them possibly in relation to speed. And you know, it's limited. The likes of Ian Costello getting on the ball in the second half for Milltown, but the St. James lads have definitely their homework done, and so far they've been well worth their lead at the moment. Yeah,
it's certainly one-way traffic at the moment. 7 points advantage with just over 4.5 minutes to go. Barring a major miracle now, St. James's will be in the quarter-final draw as the ball goes to the centre of the field, up to go for a tack down there by Milltown, but Milltown will stay going. They won't give up. Ball delivered towards James Kavanagh over on the far side. Kavanagh now tries to pick it up, first time of asking, but has to go at a second bite at it again. Being put under loads of pressure there. Milltown need bodies in around the house here. They need a goal. Owen Mannion still going. Solon across the goal. Out it comes. Back to Mannion. Out the field towards Cathal Blake, and Blake will give it to Sean this side of the field. Sean Blake trying to go forward. He's been fouled. Play on, says the referee. Thought about going for a shot at the post. Does that, but we'll have to go back for the free. It'll be another chance for Milltown to reduce it down to a 6-point ball game. 26 minutes gone in the second half here.
I wouldn't like to if this game was going to extra time. Tommy, it's getting really dark here in Tuam, but yeah, they need Milltown now is kind of damage limitations to this stage now with this free, and with 4 or 5 minutes on the clock, they need to get something a major really, then more than a few points. Yeah, Martin makes no mistake to put it over the bar. 11 points to 17, so 6 points between the sides, but is it too little too late now for the Milltown men? We'll see them bow out the championship if they don't get a couple of major scores here in the next couple of minutes, plus additional time to be added on by the referee. We haven't had an awful lot of stoppages. 17 points to 11 then. Kick out to come.
goes to the far side of the field. Touchdown by a Milltown player, picked up off the ground, says the referee. And in fairness to the referee, he's right on every kick out there. You know, he's covered a lot of ground, and he's where the action is. He can see if there's an infringement in there, and which is good refereeing too.
He's right on the spot there. In fairness, Carl Blake is trying to insane that he picked it up just under his shorts, but it just no, he did put the hand on the ground with the ball, and it wasn't a free. In fairness, the referee's been spot on with most of his decisions today, which was great. Conroy's going for a big long one here, just put wide.
As good as the score, I suppose, at this stage, with just over 2.5 minutes to go. The sky darkening every second here now in Tuam Stadium as well. But it's St. James's that look like they're into the draw for the quarterfinals this evening. Then join Jamore McHale's as well, who won today. Kick out goes astray. Here's the opportunity. This could be the icing on the cake. The shot comes in. The ball is in the back of the net. Brian Kane with the goal. 117 to 11 points. Again, it came from a intercepted kick out. St. James's get the only goal of the game so far. It's finished to the back of the net by Brian Kane, who's had a good game for his side today. He's got another one, so that's a goal and 2 points to make it for him. 117 to 11, no doubt about it now, Alan. It's probably game over at this stage, and Milltown will get out or bow out of the championship, having had some tough games in the group stages, but certainly just never really got fired in today's game as the rain gets heavier. Liam Costello driving forward, needs to get support. Great ball inside to Sean Blake. Blake going through, pull down, going to have a penalty. It's probably a little bit too late as the James's player or goalkeeper goes to ground in there as well.
It was the first opportunity that Costello really got to run at the James defence, and laid off a ball to Blake, and they got the penalty opportunity, but unfortunately at this stage with time on against them at this stage, it seems to be now the goalkeeper's gone down as well. Whatever's happened, that's a bit of a schmozzle. It's
a penalty for Milltown. That's the upshot of it all here. Michael Martin is standing over it. He's already scored 6 points. This will bring it back to a 6 points ball game, but time very much not in favour of Milltown, as the goalkeeper back up on his feet again. Paul Conroy in there having a quick chat with the referee.
The referee has indicated there will be at least 3 minutes of injury time to be played. 3 minutes.
So 3 minutes for Milltown to get 3 goals.
About that, Tommy, right? That's the wham bam, thank you ma'am sort of a job. But
well, this is the first of those 3 goals that they require to draw the game. Michael Martin with a penalty in the final minute of normal time. We're going to have 3 added on at the end of this. Martin versus King Costello, who scored 2 45s for St. James's in the course of the game so far. Martin drives it in. Oh, you won't see a better penalty than that. No hope of saving that, as Michael Martin, left-footed, drilled that to the back of the net. Power.
There'll be at least 2 minutes of injury time to be played.
I remember there was a kind of Mike Meehan-esque kind of penalty I used to hate when you've been training. Mike Meehan, he'd just absolutely take your head, hand, leg off you when you take a penalty.
Brave man to even go for it.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was hit with power and precision, and there's no stopping it. It's belting rain down here now. I'm sure the players will be glad that they're getting in out of this. 111 for Milltown. St. James's 117. Milltown looking for 2 goals in 2 minutes. They've won a free back in their own half. They'll never give up. That's one thing about Milltown. They just stay going and stay going. As James Kavanagh looks for a free man on the far side of the field. Picked up there.
Milltown need to get men forward here. Johnny Down is sitting back in the pocket. They need to get lads forward here. The championship is on the line.
Liam Costello, ball in around the house here now.
That's the ball.
In towards Michael Martin. He gets it. Looking maybe for another penalty. Ball pulled off him. Dispossessed. And James has taken it away. They'll just be happy now to hold on to possession. They don't care. Back at the side their own half. Milltown have so many players gone forward now. And this is a hit and hope one down along the line. Milltown look favoured to win this ball. The referee said there's a sliding tackle. Dangerous tackle there. Considering the conditions. As the referee having a quick look at the watch. I'm going to have a word with Dave O'Connell as well.
A bit of soccer there between rugby and soccer today, Dave.
It's kind of a day where you could pick up an injury too, like that. That sliding tackle is absolutely lethal in conditions like this. But anyway, we can play, we'll continue. Milltown looking to get back a 6 points deficit. The trail 117 to 111. Down along the line it goes, but read well there by Owen Finnerty. Finnerty trying to get it back, does well to get it back, and in the end it goes back as far as Cathal O'Regan. O'Regan then changes the course of the pass to direct it over to the far side, and James is close to the sideline. Fly kick down along the line. Milltown get it back. Referee says enough is enough. It's all over here in Tuam Stadium. St James's are the victors in the end in the preliminary quarter-final of the Senior Football Championship on a final scoreline of 117 to 1 goal and 11. They trailed at half-time by 8 points to 6, but certainly their performance in the second half will delight their supporters and delight all the people belonging to the club in Merview and Rimmore in Galway. The City side produced a great second half performance, must be said, Alan, to run out 6-point victors in the end on the final scoreline of 117 to 111. Yeah,
when you say like the score, they put 111 up in the second half, or Milltown have 111 in total, so that shows the difference in the second half St James had brought out. But then around the middle third they really dominated, and they got the goal at the right opportunity, and Milltown just came back to saving grace there to get the penalty back, and that was the first goal that James had conceded this year in the championship, Tommy. But unfortunately Milltown's run in the championship has come to fruition, and they bow out gracefully. But as I said, worthy winners, James is on the day with a great performance. Yeah, well, the honours go to St James's. The City side winning by 6 points in the end here. My sincere thanks to Alan Keane on co-commentary today, to Kevin Dwyer on stats as well here in June, to Brian, our cameraman, to Jamerd back at base for keeping the pictures going on Galway GAA TV in association with Stream Sport and Galway Bay FM as partners. We've come to the end of our football action here in Tuam Stadium today, and as we told you earlier, Carla Strand defeat Kilconnelly in the opening game in the Intermediate Championship preliminary quarter-final, but the honours in the senior preliminary quarter-final here go to St James's, who qualify for the quarter-final draw later on tonight on Galway Bay FM. But for me, Tommy Devan, from Tuam Stadium till we see you again in the coming weeks, it's goodbye from here. The winner score in the end, St James's 1 goal and 17 points, Milltown 1 goal and 11. An opportunity for a strike here. It's a superb looking kick. If that drops up and over the bar. The results continue to come into us here. We're looking like an opportunity free here.
Here's a chance, and the opportunity popped the 4th minute. Opportunity here for St James's. Try to transfer the ball between a series of players, and in the end it's kicked up and over the bar. Looks for the cut back, gives it back now. Here's Johnny Dewan. Johnny Dewan, fisted pass, fisted effort, high and fisted up and over. Steps back inside, should be a point, but decides to move it off instead towards
that's good
for Milltown. They haven't scored since the 2nd minute. That's 8.5 minutes ago. Martin makes no mistake, brings it back to a 1-point ball game. 4 points have gone. We've had 7 points, 4 of them for St James's, 3 for Milltown, and a shot from Costello that could go all the way. Martin thought about having a cut at it, goes back off it off the left again. That's a huge effort by Michael Martin. 2-point effort. What a score!
Forward and get ball into them as quick as they can.
Lovely ball into Owen Mannion. Mannion off the right boot. That's a superb score by Owen Mannion. What a score!
And he's given Mannion plenty of opportunity. If Mannion gets that ball all day, he'll take him on and give him an opportunity for free from Milltown there. On the ball when you're attacking with the down end, and that's it. It's going to give an easy opportunity for Jack Nolan to put this over the bar.
And Liam Costello into Sam Ferrick, who was ages looking for that ball a few minutes ago, but decides, look what, I'll put it up and over the bar. 2 steps to the left. It's more about guiding this towards the post. Short run up, strikes it in, right over the blanks. Kane off the right, it's high, and Kane puts it up and over the bar, and we're level in Tuam Stadium at 8 points apiece. As to the right of the post, suits the left-footed player, trying to give Milltown the lead again. Martin off the left, no mistake whatsoever. It was their 9th point, and tie it up at 9 points apiece. Jack Nolan then, 11.5 minutes in the second half have elapsed. Kicks it in.
21-yard free for St James's Jack Nolan, so an opportunity to put them